Hi, I'm Cary Tilds. And it was actually the Greeks who first hypothesized that the world was not flat. And it wasn't until 1250 that the maps became more clear that there was, in fact, a round world, and people started to communicate and learn and explore. But today, our world is still flat. We have flat TVs, we have flat computers, we have flat phones. Everything seems really flat. They're trying to make the edges round, but they're still flat. But we have this thing called virtual and augmented reality, where in fact we have new experiences that are to be had. We have 360-degree video. We have layered experiences, multimodal, and they're immersive. In fact, I took a tour with this ABC News reporter of Damascus, where they are trying to save the antiquities there from being destroyed. And they're in a very fast pace trying to wrap them up, and as if I was standing there watching the reporter report the story. I also attended a Paul McCartney concert with my virtual reality glasses here. And while I was watching Paul McCartney, I turned to the side and I could actually see the fellow in the pit preparing the musical instruments for the next act. Travel, in fact, will change. We'll be able to sample things well before we take the trips, exploring much further than we ever could before. And gaming, of course, has always been immersive, and it will continue to be ever more so. The world of reality has its limits, but the world of imagination is boundless. And in fact, I can see our children when instead of going to a school farm, they might go to a farm on the side of a hill in Peru. Business and manufacturing are changing. Kantar Retail Virtual Reality is already creating virtual stores and virtual shelving. And we might imagine data and insights processing being handled by visualizing the data. But the fact is, me standing here telling you all this doesn't really matter until you experience it yourself like I did. On February 25th of this year, I tried on HoloLens, actually an hour after the NASA people did, which was incredibly, incredibly inspiring. In fact, one of the experiments that I did was I changed a light switch, and so I put the helmet on, and it was actually a tethered helmet at the time. It wasn't even manufactured. And this is kind of what the experiment was. I could actually see through the glass of the HoloLens the object that I was holding. And in fact, I could see a person in Skype with a window right here. It was an augmented reality window. And the person on Skype could see what I see. The person drew a hologram around the tools I was supposed to pick up. And I could see him on Skype giving me those instructions. And I could see him drawing the holograms. And it was amazing. And at that moment, I started to cry because my mother had been sick and I couldn't help her. And I just was amazed at that moment in time. I was wearing the HoloLens and it came to me. What if my mother could wear the helmet? What if I could see what she saw? What if I could help her see the right pills to go into the right pill carrier 5 states away? And in that moment in time, my world no longer was flat, but became amazing. And I hope at some point you'll be able to experience this too, because I no longer will expect any of my devices to do anything less than what virtual reality and augmented reality can do for me.